back to a second look. From B.B. King to Janis Joplin, San Francisco in the 1960s hosted some of the biggest musical talents of the time. Jan Wenner, one of the co-founders of Rolling Stone magazine, said the city was a musician's dream, in part because those who lived in the city embraced new things. But he said the police played an important role as well.
It's a warm, supportive, friendly city that's historically, had the bohemians, the beats, that supported the arts, poetry, jazz, and similarly, today it supports rock and roll. I mean, it's the only city in the United States where the police in San Francisco are reasonable enough or subject to enough public pressure on the part of the local newspapers, i.e. the San Francisco Chronicle, not to close down a rock and roll club. Whereas in city after city throughout the United States, they're all closed down, tremendous police harassment.
Janis Joplin made her home in San Francisco in the late 1960s. During a rehearsal in 1967 with her band Big Brother and the Holding Company, she sat down with KTVU's Gary Park.
Janis, you have broken it up at every place from the Synanon Street Fair to the Avalon Ballroom, but you particularly seemed far more elated when the people at the Monterey Jazz Festival jumped to their feet and started dancing and climbed on top of their chairs. Why there? What was the difference?
Well, of course, it's groovy playing every one of those places, and every one of them is a turn on in its own way. But we played the Avalon a lot of times, and those are like really our people. And playing the jazz festival is really the first time that we've ever played for that kind of an audience. Like, those are grown-ups, those aren't teeny boppers. Those are really grown-up people. They're like 30s, 40s, they're really grown-up. And when they stood up and started dancing, it was like everybody in the world could dig us. It was really a thrilling thing. Like, like kids can dig us, and I can understand them. I can relate to them. I know where they're at. You know what I mean? But I don't understand those people, and I didn't really expect that enthusiastic a response from them. And when they gave it to us, it was just, well, the most fantastic thing ever. I was dancing all over the stage. I just couldn't stand still. It was fine.
We started playing blues and hard rock, sort of Rolling Stones kind of a thing. Played traditional blues. Down on Me was one of the first songs we had, and just very, very ordinary chord changes, 12-bar blues. Very hard and up-tempo, as opposed to like Country Joe, who's more into a very thought-out kind of almost symphonic, very cerebral music.
Is there a San Francisco sound, and if so, what is it, and how did it start?
The thing that makes this what they call the San Francisco music scene, as far as I'm concerned, is like, first of all, the freedom to create here. For some reason, like a lot of musicians ended up here and ended up together and had complete freedom to do whatever they wanted to, and so they came up with their own kind of music. What do you think, Sam? That's what we call love music, baby.